When it comes to using the new D-Cinelike correction and enhancement LUTs, it's really easy. I'm using Final Cut Pro at the moment, but they will literally work in any editing software that accepts .cube or .LUT files. So whether that's Premiere Pro, DaVinci Resolve, LumaFusion, any editing software that accepts LUTs. So the first thing that you're going to do obviously is just bring your footage onto the timeline. I've got 4 clips on here, so I'm going to show you how I would color correct these 4 clips with the LUTs. This first one is shot with the DJI Mini 3 Pro, and then this one, and this one is all shot on the DJI Pocket 2. I'm also going to turn skipping off because that's going to get annoying. So starting with the first clip, I'm going to drag a custom LUT effect onto the clip, and then, so nothing's happened because I haven't selected any LUT. So the first thing that I'm going to do is go up to where it says custom LUT, select LUTs. I've already installed them, and I'm going to select for this clip, because it's quite bright and it's actually really well exposed. If you look over here, it's getting to the point where it could be overexposed if it goes above this 100 line, but it looks really well exposed. It's just really bright. So I'm going to go with the heavy LUT because it was a really bright day. And that's literally it. I've dropped the LUT on, it's done what it needs to do, and this is what the footage looks like. So I didn't go with the vibrant LUT because I don't really, I'll show you what it looks like, but I don't think that that's going to work for me for this clip. But you can see it just adds a little bit more vibrance into your clip. So I'm going to put it back to heavy, and what I'm instead going to do is apply an enhancement LUT for the sky, because I like the rest of the scene but the sky is a little bit dull. So I'm going to just drag another custom LUT effect onto that clip, and then go up to it here and then choose TG enhancers and go for bluer skies. And you can see it's added that now. So you would have noticed that that enhancer added a bit of blue to the buildings as well, and that's just because the sky is reflecting onto the buildings. So I'm actually just going to tone this down a little bit because I don't want it to be that much up there. So this is the enhancer LUT before, and this is after. So it's just added a little bit more vibrance into the sky. So the next clip that was shot on the DJI Pocket 2 is also a clip that was shot when it was really bright. So I'm probably going to go for the heavy LUT again, but I'm actually going to try out and see what the MIDI LUT looks like. So I'm going to go to MIDI Vibrant because I just want to see how, actually let's just do MIDI first. So that looks alright. Let me just check out and see what MIDI Vibrant looks like. Quite like that. It's just added a little bit of extra punch into the colours there. But again, what I'm going to just do is add a custom LUT effect again, and I'm going to add an enhancer onto it. So I'm going to select enhancers and I'm going to go for foliage pop. So obviously it's added it, it's way too much, and it's like that just because it depends on the scene that you're shooting and the colours of the green and the contrast in your scene as well. So you've got more than you need so that you can actually just dial it back a little bit. So I'm going to put it to about there. So this is before, after, and you can see that it's not affected any of the other colours in the scene. So one of the things that I'm also going to do, because my skin's just got some harsh highlights on it, is I'm just going to try and bring those back a little bit. So I'm going to go to the highlights here, just bring those back down. That might just bring the midtones down a little bit as well. And that is pretty much it. What I would also do, I'd be tempted to see what the heavy LUT looks like too. So I'm just going to go and chuck that on there instead. So let's go with heavy vibrant. I think that one looks better, and it's kind of reduced that highlight on my forehead and my nose and everything as well. So I'm just going to actually bring that down a bit as well. So maybe about there. So I've just changed the intensity of that correction a little bit as well, which is something that you can do. So pretty happy with that. That looks fine. And so the next clip, like I said, this one was shot on the DJI Pocket 2 as well. For this one looks pretty much spot on when it comes to exposure. So the LUT that I'm going to go for with this, I'm going to try out, let's go with MIDI again. go with MIDI. That looks okay. Let's have a look at what the light one looks like as well. Actually, I'd probably go with light for that. I quite like that. So this is before, this is after, before and after. And again, what I might do is just introduce a LUT for the sky. So I'm just going to drag another custom LUT effect on there. And then I'm going to go to the enhancers and get a blue skies enhancer. And maybe just tone that down a little bit. It doesn't need to be that much. So this is all the way off. Just going to put a little bit back into it, maybe around half-ish. So this is before, this is after. So before, after. And that's literally all I'm going to do for that clip. That looks fine. And then lastly, this is the next clip. So this clip has quite a lot going on in terms of the exposure and contrast and whatnot. So what I'm going to do with this one is probably go for a light LUT, because you've got quite harsh light on the skin there, and then you've got some dark shadows here. They will be dark shadows, and then the sky back here looks like it's overexposed as well, just looking at my waveforms here. So I think the best LUT for this is going to be the light LUT, because if I go for something like the heavy one, I'll just chuck that on, then you can see it's just way too much. Looks too much for me anyway. That bit doesn't look too bad, but it just looks a little bit too much. And then if I went for the MIDI, it's getting on to looking a little bit better, but I'm just going to go for something a little bit more subtle, so I'm just going to go with the light one. And I quite like the look of that. So this is before and this is after. And then I'm not going to really do much else with that. That scene looks quite fine the way it is. So that's it, that's how easy it is. There's literally nothing else that you need to do. Like I said, they work in Premiere Pro, DaVinci Resolve, Final Cut, LumaFusion, loads of different editing softwares that accept LUTs that are .cube or .LUT files. So I've dropped a link in the description if you want to grab them, and drop me any comments if you have any questions. I'm always happy to help out. But thanks for checking it out, and I'll catch you next time.